Hi, I'm Caitlin Semenga, and the graphic novel that I chose is Noise. Noise is written by Kathleen Raymundo. It is also illustrated by Kathleen Raymundo, and it is self published by Kathleen Raymundo. The length of the comic is roughly 26 pages from start to end. I guess you could say 27 because the final end picture, this one right here, there's no words on it, it's just one single image. It is a true graphic novel containing one story. And we can see a clear act from pages 1 to 6, which would be Act 1. We have pages 7 through 20, which comprise Act 2. And then pages 21 through 26, or 27, that comprise Act 3. It is the author's story. The main character's name is Catherine. The goal is for her to find where she belongs, where she fits. In the very beginning, we are introduced to a brand new 7th grader on page 1, right here. And she's kind of unsure of herself. We see her trying on an outfit, and then she changes it and she puts on an outfit, and when she comes down, her mom looks at her and she's like, "You're really wearing that again?" So her goal is to find where she belongs. Whether she knows it or not, that was her goal. You could say there was a secondary goal with the secondary character Tyler, which is to send a letter to heaven to his mother who has passed away. Birthday letter to his mother. The conflict in the second act is to find Tyler and give him the balloon that is going to help him send that letter. And as for the story arc, yes, we do. We have a solid story arc. We start with a character putting on an outfit, changing into something, and then she changes into something that's familiar and comfortable and not at all what she was planning on. But at the end of the story, on page 27, the one that I said you can kind of flex on because it doesn't look like a comic book page. I guess you could say it's our splash page because it takes up literally... I wasn't going to pull out the comic, but it literally takes up the whole page. So it's a really nice splash page. You see her in that outfit that she was going to wear in the beginning of the story, and you can see that right here, a little bit clearer than me holding it up. So, as for the character arc of our main character starts out insecure in and of herself. As the story goes on, we find her become more determined, and by the end, she's willing to try new things and to really show her personality, which is, I think, pretty amazing. Now, on to McCloud, his transitions. So, on page 1, right here, we see subject to subject. When looking at our, don't mind me, I've got the comic book here beside me, going from the clock to the calendar to her in bed, it's going boom, boom, boom. On pages 5 and 23, we have moment to moment. On page 5, right here, you can see that she is grabbing the bag, or setting the bag down, grabbing the bag again, putting on her headphones. She's going 1, 2, 3. She's going moment to moment. And then we see again on page 23, we have another moment to moment that's pretty heartbreaking but also pretty beautiful, which is right here. And he is holding the letter, and then he's letting go of the letter to send it up to heaven so that it can meet his mama. On page 8, we see action to action. Right here. where she's handing over the piece of paper and he's taking the paper. So we've got some pretty clear transitions. I didn't see anything for, don't mind the kids in the background. I have a 5-year-old, a 3-year-old, and a 1-month-old. So if you hear kids, I'm going to apologize. I didn't see any scene to scene in this. I also didn't see aspect to aspect or the non-squitar or whatever, the sixth transition that's like really weird, where it's almost like nothing relates to each other transition. I didn't see that at all. The story, I didn't really find it had any specific flow to it. It was kind of like where things worked. But I also didn't really feel pulled through the story until I got to about page 12, which you can see here where she kind of has her moment, I guess. You could call it a moment. And then immediately on page 13, right here, you see that she regrets that decision, and now you're kind of clued into like, wait, what's she going to do? So she regrets it, so let's see what she's going to do. So you keep reading because of that aspect, I found. The art, I found it very pleasing with its layout. Each page is really good. And I don't find anything wrong with this comic, or this graphic novel, I guess. Would I recommend this to my classmates? 110%. I would recommend this to a lot of people, and actually since it arrived on Tuesday, I've recommended it to about a dozen people, especially people that have children that are in like middle school area. So, I didn't have any other observations. I did find it interesting that she was the one who wrote and illustrated it. So that's my fun fact. And I know I started with the presentation with that, but that was my fun fact. I thought it was pretty awesome that she was the one who did this. Like, this is all her, and it's her story. Like, it's a true story. So there's my fun fact for you. Thank you for hanging around and listening to my presentation.